Hi green lovers, today is the 6th of April and I'm out in my backyard and I wanted to show you what I am doing here. Now this entire space all the way up to the fence just about 18 months ago was completely grass. It was lawn and I had sprinklers and the whole deal going on here. I also had a dog until earlier this year, and of course when my kids were younger it was nice for them to have a big space to play in, but I got tired of the lawn and I decided that it was time that we got rid of it. So last year, about 18 months ago, this space that you see here, which has got the pavers in kind of a wave shape, is what I call my wave beds, and the place inside was completely wood chipped. Now I still had the lawn on this side, but this year, just about 3 months ago, I wood chipped this entire space as well. So now I have practically no lawn other than a little strip here, as you can see. I don't know why I maintained that. I think just to contrast with the wood chipped area. And I will get rid of this soon as well, but I kind of think it looks nice to have a little strip of green, provide some contrast. But yeah, I've got wood chips on my entire backyard now, and this place, the wood chips have started to break down. However, they have not broken down to a point where the soil is fertile. And I'll tell you what I'm doing here in just a minute, but I wanted to show you what a cross section of my soil looks like. So here's a hole that is about maybe 2 feet deep or so, maybe a little bit less. My son helped me dig out this big chunk of soil, of clay, from this hole. Good boy. And if you look at the bottom, you can actually see the remnants of roots that are growing deep in the soil from these large trees, oak trees, and I've got a few redwood trees as well in my neighbor's yard, and they send roots underneath my soil. So that steals water and nutrition from any plants that I put in this space. Now, the other thing about my soil, if you look at it, the wood chips which were put in a little over a year have started decomposing, but they only go about maybe 4 inches deep or so, and that too, they've not really decomposed that well. Wood chips take a long time to decompose. And so anything that I plant here does not do well because the wood chips are just competing for nitrogen as they break down. Now they will eventually release the nitrogen after the breakdown process is completed, but that takes several years. So in the meanwhile, I'm doing this. I am digging this deep hole, and you can see the hard clay below the wood chip layer. This actually forms almost an impenetrable barrier that water cannot seep through. It's almost like the bottom of a clay pot, if you can imagine that. So the roots will go all the way to the bottom of this, but then they're going to have a hard time going anywhere after that. So in order to do that deep watering, what I am doing, this milk bottle that I keep shaking around here, is my arrangement to take care of deep watering. As you can see at the bottom of this milk jug, I've poked 3 holes, and through the top of the lid, I've got this 1/4-inch hose with a drip emitter that is going to drip water into this milk jug and will water down deep. Now I can also feed fertilizer, liquid fertilizer through this. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to feed my tomato plant and its roots with that deep watering, with that nutrition, whatever I need to, and hopefully it will be able to sustain both these big roots that are coming in from the other trees, as well as give my tomato plants sufficient nutrition. Now I will tell you more about this setup that I've got here with a 27-gallon tote in a future video, but just really quickly, what I'm doing here is a makeshift irrigation system where I will fill this up with water. The water comes through these hoses that are attached on either end, and I've got these 1/4-inch tubes that are running to each of these holes, in which there's going to be one of these milk containers, milk jugs. So if you want to follow along and see how I do it, if you want to see how this system works, if you want to see how my tomato plants are doing, then please do consider subscribing to my channel and join me for the ride. Until next time, live green and love your greens.